Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So it's very exciting about Palantir. They have just released a new product and it puts their earnings call, yes, the infamous one that everybody was so upset about, into a completely different light, because I believe that they're very much sandbagging and they're leaving cryptic messages, sort of like the Da Vinci Code. And you will really see what I mean. Once we go through this new product and then we revisit the earnings call, you're going to understand that they're working on something that is profound for their business. It's going to be fantastic for their business, and not just in the next, Q3, Q4, but really in the long term. And I'm basically very sure that their business is going to the moon. Given the current market climate, I'm not sure that the stock price is going to the moon, but hey, for us diamond hand investors, this is a perfect time to accumulate shares. So I really believe that you should know this following that is coming. And if you like this content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button so you let me know that you like the content. So let's get into it. So Palantir releases a update to their Gothem software called Europa, which is conveniently one of the moons of Jupiter. That's the planet that they show here. I have a strong feeling that this has to do with the situation in Europe. I'm not going to pretend that I understand all of the things that they come up here, and I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can check it in peace. As far as I understand, this is very tailored to Europe and very tailored for different NATO countries to be able to share data, chat with each other, and the program itself knows, for example, if you're a French officer speaking with a German officer, this is my imagination, right? So this is what I think this product update means. Then you can send them pictures, data, and then the computer will know, or the AI will know that, okay, this is classified and, the other side cannot see this, or, this is okay for the other side to see. And there's lots of other fantastic upgrades. Obviously, this is exactly for the European situation. And a lot of us were wondering, if it's true what Alex Karp is saying, that this company is made for bad times, then how come that they're guiding for a lower revenue growth in Q2 and a very low profit margin? Here is their guidance. If you remember, this is what everybody got upset on, that they are guiding for 470 million in Q2 and only a 20% operating margin. And they are guiding for significant upside in Q2 and, there on out. And obviously what was weird, again, we're going to look into the conference call and you're going to see that they're really leaving cryptic messages. It's like the freaking Da Vinci Code at that company. And many people were wondering, like, how can you expect a 27 operating margin and continue your guidance if you're way below that in Q1 and in Q2, right? So here's my theory on this. So what if you realize that there's a major opportunity in Europe, and then you put all your engineers, basically the whole company, to develop and release that product. And this obviously makes it so that you're investing in the future of the company. You're not working on things that directly produce revenue. So obviously your operating margin gets a major hit by this. And they didn't know when this product would be released. Obviously, at the time of shooting this video, it's May 20th. I believe that the product was released on May 17th, 18th. So what if they didn't know if the product was going to be released, at the end of May, maybe early June, or maybe early May? And now that it's released, all the European countries can start using it. And this is the upside that they were talking about in their earnings call, possibly. Again, this is just speculation. This might be completely crazy. However, I want to show you certain parts from the earnings call, because you're going to see that they're really leaving cryptic messages. And I think every investor needs to know this. I don't know why they do it like this. I have a fairly educated guess. I think that they hate the Wall Street game. That's one explanation. And number two is that obviously they can't announce to the world that we are helping, Ukraine defend the Russians, and we are working with Germany, Poland, and blah, blah, and we're doing this and this and this. If you read The Art of War by this Chinese author, can't remember his name, you know, one of the key components of war is that the enemy shouldn't know what you're working on, right? And I believe that either they don't want to disclose or, you know, it's classified and they can't talk about it, but whatever. I don't believe that they're allowed or want to talk about what exactly they're doing. And this is unfortunate, but for clever investors like you and me, this is fortunate because, you know, we can anticipate these moves. And I believe that Palantir is only going to be appreciated once their results are undeniable. So the conference call that I promised, here we go.
Following these investments, we expect acceleration of our U.S. government revenue into the second half of the year. In Q2 to date, we've already seen the re-acceleration of U.S. government revenue and expect acceleration of the overall government segment to follow in the next quarter or shortly thereafter.
So here, again, without giving any data, they're just saying that they are seeing the re-acceleration of U.S. government revenue and government revenue for many quarters to come. So this was the first clue. I know it's not the best one, but trust me, very good ones are coming.
We're spending to position the company and our customers to win in the current geopolitical environment. These investments in product and our customers will continue over the balance of 2022.
So again, here they just discussed that they are spending and really investing into, and without saying it, obvious that it's the Ukraine-Russia situation that they're investing into, and that this is going to continue during the balance of the whole financial year.
Balance sheet leaves us ideally positioned to take advantage of the opportunities that may arise from further deterioration of global conditions. Turning to our outlook, we're guiding to a base case of $470 million in revenue for Q2. There's a wide range of potential upside above our guidance, including those driven by our role in responding to developing geopolitical events. We expect second quarter adjusted operating margin of 20% in the base case as we accelerate investments to support our customers' mission in advance of anticipated contract awards and continue to expect full year adjusted operating margin of 27%.
So here again, they're very much not saying anything, but they keep the guidance. They're guiding for only 20% in Q2. However, they are saying that they're putting in work in anticipation of contracts that are going to be awarded. So I'm pretty sure this was this very product that they were talking about here without naming it. And they said that, you know, they were doing a lot of company work on it and they are anticipating a lot of contracts from this. And now let's go to the most interesting one. So here is an analyst asking them the same thing, like you will hear the question, but it's what everybody has been wondering about. And their answer is very, very interesting, knowing this data that we know today.
I really appreciate it. Maybe I just wanted to go a little bit more into understanding the range of outcomes in Q2. You talked about maybe where you can get a little bit more upside. Can you walk us through you know, maybe a full set of assumptions there, and more importantly, you know, when there's a base case and you're hinting at a bull case, what is a potential bear case that you would be thinking about in Q2, just given everything that you're seeing on from a macro perspective? Thank you.
Look, the base case is really establishing how we're thinking about the visibility that we have. The upside is quite large. I mean, a lot of this comes down to contract timing and the acceleration of events. There's a fair amount of work that's in flight here. The way that we engage with customers is we're not going to deprive you of help in your moments of greatest need when you're at war because paperwork isn't in yet. And so we think we have visibility into the upside. We're not going to comment on the specifics of it, but it's meaningful. But it's also hard to predict. And what we need to be focused on right now is just delivering, not only because of what it implies for this quarter, the next quarter, and this full year, but what it implies for the long-term growth of the business and the relevance we have to solving the most important problems in the world.
So, super interesting. So what he implied here, as they said before, that they have a war chest that is 2.3 billion. They're fully ready to take advantage of the situation. And basically, let's say it's my own theories that they're helping Ukraine and they know that Ukraine is going to get aid from the US and the G7 countries, which I believe has just been awarded. So they're going to use their balance sheet and risk the money to start doing the work, which pushes down their margins again. And then if they do like this, then what happens is their relevance and the trust and, you know, the goodwill towards them from these governments become very invaluable. And he even said that it's not just for this quarter or the next quarter, but it's a very long time to come. Because once we know from earlier, you know, reports from Palantir that once they get their foot in the door, they're a very, very sticky business model. And, you know, the customers just keep spending more and more, and government is a very, very sticky business model. And what this implies to me is fantastic news as a Palantir investor. I hate the fact that they either hate Wall Street or they're not allowed to talk about what they're doing. I think it's both. That is my theory. We really need to be smart. This is like the Da Vinci Code here. We really need to read between the lines. But if you are able to do it, I believe Palantir is a fantastic opportunity. And yeah. Let me know what you think. As a Palantir investor, I'm super happy about these news. By the way, thank you for watching the video this far. If you like this channel, please consider supporting it. You get access to all my company valuations. It's the first link in the description box. And thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.